All right, you're welcome back from that short break. Join me here this evening to take a look at some of these interesting sporting gist that we have for you this evening. Is no other person than Miracle Onyekazi. Miracle, good evening and welcome to Sport Extra.
Yeah, good evening, Port Harcourt. It's always nice to be on here on Atlantic Television Network, where we dissect everything that's happening in the world of sports.
All right, thoroughly we dissect all that you need to know about happenings in the world of sport this evening. We can tell you that Team Nigeria's roots, Omola Oyo, Ayodele delivered a performance of sheer grit and pride to claim bronze in the women's 63 kg category at the ongoing Solidarity Games in Riyadh 2025. Marking another shining moment for Nigeria's weightlifting on the global stage in a fiercely contested final. Turkey's Aysel Okan powered her way to gold with trademark precision and strength, while Albania's Akileda Kaja took a silver. But it was Ayodele's poise under pressure that caught the eyes of many. A determined lift that sealed Nigeria's place on the podium and added another medal to the nation's growing tally with her powerful snatches and confident clean and jerk attempt. Ayodele once again proved that Nigerian athletes remain a force to be reckoned with on the international platform. So far, Team Nigeria has mined about 11 medals, third on the medals table in Riyadh, and it's a record haul for a country in the history of Solidarity Games. Talking about 5 gold, 2 silver, and of course 4 bronze medal, because we're here a few hours ago that the boxing contingent has of course won yet another medal. Miracle, Team Nigeria doing Nigeria's proud over there in Riyadh.
Yes, for me, I think it has been a fantastic performance all around from Team Nigeria so far in the Solidarity Games. For me, I think the one that caught my eye was the performance of Ayodele. I think going down there to win a bronze medal in the 63 kg capacity or category weightlifting, for me, I think it was a fantastic performance from her. I think so far she's shown resilience, determination, courage, and she's been consistent enough and actually going down there to another terrain, another man's land, in a place that she's not that known or she's not that known to go on a daily basis. But she went over there to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and you've seen the kind of performance that she's put for herself as well as the team. For me, I think it's a fantastic performance from Team Nigeria and as well as Ayodele all around.
Great display from Ayodele, of course, for Team Nigeria, and we hope that more medals is going to come their way if they continue with this, impressive form, especially in the area of, athletics. This is the area of major strength. Do you see Nigerian contingent finishing at least within the 5 position?
Yeah, for me, I think all they need to do is just keep their head in the game and don't let this win of medals get to them. I think so far they've been fantastic with a total of 11 medals. And for me, I think if they continue like this, I still see them winning more medals. But for me, I think the trainers, the coaches should just talk to them. They should not let the success get to them yet. They should still put in the hard work going forward in the tournament.
All right, hard work going forward in a tournament, and we can tell you that this tournament, has about 57 countries in attendance. And the big question here is, where will the Nigerian contingent finish at the end of the tournament? Can they make it, a podium finish out of 57 countries? They are doing pretty well so far since the start of the competition, and we hope that they are, of course, going to build on this very fine momentum going forward. But then let's leave that and talk football on the show this evening, because Remo Stars ended their 3-game losing streak in the Nigerian Premier Football League with a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Al Academy Warriors in Abeokuta on Monday night. Daniel Ogumodeze's side moved out of the relegation zone following the win El Kanemi Warriors stunned home fans in the 58th minute when Jonas Emmanuel fired home the opener. Remo Stars, however, responded with two late goals from Victor Bauma and Michael Ibe to secure maximum points. In Owerri, Rivers United defeated Kun Khalifat FC 1-0 to secure fourth place on the league table. It was Finidi Joy's side second away win of the season thus far. Also, Plateau United beat Bendel Insurance 1-0 yesterday in the Nigerian Premier Football League games. So Remo Stars, good result for them. Courtesy of that 3 points, they've moved away from the relegation zone. A good way for them to start. Can they build on this?
Yeah, definitely. We know that Remo Stars are the defending champion of the Nigeria Professional Football League, and so far they've been quite, will I say, not so encouraging with the kind of performances they've been putting so far. For me, I think their exit from the CAF Champions League will serve as a morale booster, and their whole and entire focus should be on the league right now. Knowing fully well that if they continue like this, they will actually make it to the continental position. So for me, I think that result coming from behind to win at home yesterday, 2-1, I think it will serve as a morale booster in going forward for Remo Stars.
If you take a look at the way the season is panning out for Remo Stars, I don't know where you actually attribute their blame of not starting the season very well. As a defending champion, they were supposed to start the league in a fine footing, but then it's been a shaky start. Though they let most of their key players left, after winning the title. And then again, you talk about the fact that this is a privately, owned club. You talk about the money to finance the team and all of that. Do you think that that in any way has hampered the, what seems to look more like a good start for Remo Stars? You talk about the players that left. You talk about the fact that it is a privately owned club. Do you think that this has in any way, affected Remo Stars, season so far?
For me, I think Remo Stars being a privately owned club, for me, has even served as an advantage to them over the last couple of years. We know the kind of money that have been put into Remo Stars, the kind of sponsorship they've gotten over the last couple of years, and which has actually amounted to their success stores. So for me, I feel like one of the major issue Remo Stars have been having throughout the course of the season is the absence of Coach Daniel Ogumodede. Whenever the Super Eagles scores, let's not forget that he's one of the coaching staff. He serves as an assistant to Eric Chell and the previous manager. So whenever he's not around or he's not in the dugout for that Remo Stars team, they actually struggle. But due to the fact that now that the Super Eagles playoff games will soon be over, let's just hope that Remo Stars will be having their coach in their dugout, and he'll be in the helm of affairs to govern them, to have those tactical input that can actually impact them to success.
Talking about the fact that the coach of the side, Daniel Ogumodede, is not constantly constant with the team because of the dual role he's playing as a national team assistant coach, then again as a head coach of the Remo Stars. Last season, I could recall that this same Daniel Ogumodede missed about 12 to 13 games for Remo Stars, courtesy of the same, shuttling between national team job and that of the club. But then they still went on to win the league. So attributing Daniel Ogumodede's absence or shuttling between the national team as the reason for their poor start of the season, was that really, sink at all, considering the fact that he was
home coming back home to play in tournaments have actually they've actually struggled to that kind of limelight. I think it has actually made them so poor and weak. Some players have gone out injured, and it has actually affected the performance of the team. So I feel like Kojana Ogumode, they're having enough time with his team currently now, and will also serve as a morale booster going forward. I still see them maybe just challenging to make maybe CAF Confederation spots, and because we know how competitive the league has been this season, the likes of Rivers United, even the people that you don't even put in mind to compete are competing. So we know how the league has been so far this season. So if Remo Stars can continue to pick out all 3 points, especially at home, at their own backyard, I see them maybe competing in those CAF Champions League places.
The league toppers presently is Nasarawa United, followed by Abia Warriors. Are you surprised that Nasarawa United are topping the league? Even when they lost, you know, their last game, they are still topping the league. Can they sustain this, you know, vibrant start to the season?
It's very difficult to tell, Michael. It's very difficult to tell. You know that the league is a marathon; it's not a sprint, and it's just a match the 12th per se. There's still a lot of games to be played between now and next year. Injuries can be a factor. Lack of consistency can be a factor, and you not picking up maximum points away from home also affects your performances in winning the league. So I feel like National United still has a lot to do. I think they should just be taking it one game at a time and see how they can grind that result and come out with maximum 3 points.
All right, talking about coming out with maximum 3 points, let's tell you that the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has outlined key match regulations ahead of the Nigeria's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff encounter with Gabon, providing clarity on procedures for the high-stake showdown. The one-legged fixture which will determine which nation advances to the next stage will adhere to several competitions-specific rules designed to ensure fairness and consistency. Some of the guidelines are extra time if scores are level. If the match ends in a draw after 90 minutes, a 15-minute period of extra time will be played to determine a winner. Secondly, penalty shootout if still tied. That is, should either team prevail in extra time, the contest will proceed to a penalty shootout to decide who advances. Third, 5 substitutions in regulation time. Each side is permitted to make up to 5 substitutions during regular play, allowing coaches to manage fatigue and adjust their tactics as needed. 4, 1 additional substitution in extra time. A 6th substitution will be allowed during extra time to provide additional flexibility given the increased physical demand. 5, VAR to be utilized. CAF confirmed that the video assistant referee VAR system will be in operation for the match. VAR will assist officials in reviewing major incidents involving goals, penalties, red cards, and cases of mistaken identity. So this 5 regulation has been put down by FIFA or CAF. These are not alien to the world of football. We've known this before. But then, what so many persons are very concerned about is after 90 minutes, no winner. They go to extra time of 15 minutes. But then, if you take a look at the global football right now, many players have, you know, complained the fact that matches are becoming too much and it leads to players getting injury every now and then. And so some are suggesting, will it not be better after 90 minutes, no goals, they head straight to penalty shootout than the extra time which we give the players more workload? Which of this angle are you off?
Yeah, for me, Michael, I feel like CAF have taken the right path in making sure that they come out to clear the air, and making a decision that after 90 minutes they will go straight to extra time. Then if it still remains stalemates, or it still ends in a draw, they go straight to the penalty. I feel it's the right thing to do, knowing fully well that this is a mini tournament. It's a semi-final tournament that whosoever qualifies from this semi-final goes directly into the finals. So I feel like they've taken the right thing. I feel like 15 minutes first half, 15 minutes second half is not what to make the player match rusty or make them or to have tired legs or make them not good enough for their clubs or in their next games. For me, they should take this match and as something serious. I think then giving 15 minutes first half and second half is giving them another chance for them to redeem themselves, and it will actually make it very, very competitive as well. So for me, I feel like CAF has taken the right decision.
CAF taking the right decision. Meanwhile, still talking about these regulations and some of the rules that have been spelled out. Video assistant referee, you know, I don't want to go the other discussion of the fact that it is a South African that will be at the VAR position. But then I think that with the introduction of VAR into this World Cup playoff is going to help to, you know, maintain integrity and sanity within this game.
Yeah, definitely. We know that during our AFCON qualifiers, we've seen a couple of goals from Victor Osimhen that have been wrongly cancelled or wrongly called for offside, which I feel like if there was VAR in place in those particular games, those goals would have not been cancelled. It would have been overturned and given us a goal. These linesmen that have been put in place, sometimes they make questionable calls, wrong calls for offside, especially in African qualifiers, like World Cup qualifiers or African Cup of Nations qualifiers. So VAR being in place in this particular one, for me, I think is a plus, and it would serve as an advantage for the both teams.
Plus, another advantage for both teams out there as a VAR being on the center stage, as of course the game come alive to help the center ref to make certain clarities and decision very clear without fear or any ambiguity or mistakes in that particular one. Still talking about CAF, you know, during the course of this you know, World Cup playoff, a team pulled out, and that resulted to some of the adjustment we've seen from different groups, you know, and that also gifted the Super Eagles more like a, you know, a lifeline. Some have come out to say a team pulling out of the World Cup, you know, qualifier, I mean, CAF or FIFA were supposed to just, you know, allow the teams, if it is 4 teams that were in that group and 1 team pulls out, they should allow the 3 teams to compete, you know, and see who picks the automatic ticket, not allowing the, you know, effect of 1 team pulling out to rub off on other groups, which is what gifted the Super Eagles a second chance right now. Do you buy that idea that in a group, if a team pulls out, the remaining teams, if there are 4 and 1 pulls out, because of maybe for whatever reason, that the remaining 3 should compete and not allow the decision of 1 team that pull out to rub off on other, you know, groups?
I feel everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. Yeah. But for me, I feel like CAF are the ones that make the decisions. They're the ones that run football over here in Africa. And them coming out to make a decision, I think we should stand by it and move on. The Super Eagles are now in the qualifiers, as well as DR Congo, Gabon, and Cameroon. These 4 teams are the 4 continental teams that are going to be playing the African playoffs. And let's not forget that we still have another playoff next year. For me, I think CAF took the right decision, and let's just move on from here.
Let's move on from here. As a CAF took the right decision, and that decision, I can tell you, has somehow favored the Super Eagles, you know, giving them another lifeline to see if they can punch their tickets to the World Cup 2026 with this, you know, playoff. After the playoff right here in the continent of Africa, they move further to the intercontinental playoff and see how to, you know, push their way through and see if they can pick one of the remaining tickets. At this point, let's match a quick break. When we are back, we'll continue with some of the interesting gist. We'll get to serve you some of the feelers coming from the Super Eagles camp and the players that are already in camp. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back very soon. All right, you're welcome back from that short break. Still onto Atlantic Television Network Sport Extra, where we bring you the latest gist happening in the world of sports. My name is Emmanuel Michael, and Miracle Onyekazi is still here with me, and together we are bringing you up to speed the latest happenings in the world of sport. Let's head straight to the Super Eagles camp, because Super Eagles camp had officially opened in Riyadh, in Rabat, rather, in Morocco, ahead of Thursday's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff against Gabon, with 18 players already on the ground as preparation intensifies. The team confirmed the development in a post on its official X handle on Tuesday, sharing a full list of arrivals under the caption "Eagles in camp." Those in Morocco include the likes of Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, Samuel Chukwueze, Tolu Aroko-Dare, Olakunle Olusegun, Wilfred Ndidi, Moise Simon, William Truss Ekong, Benjamin Frederick, Chidozie Awaziem, Amas Obasoge, Stanley Nwabali, Semi Ajayi, Ademola Lukman, Ako Adams, Chidera Ejuke, Bright Osaye Samuel, and Raphael Onyedika. Team officials and the first batch of players arrived at the Rive Hotel, Rabat, on Sunday afternoon, signaling the start of the final phase of preparations for the decisive fixture. Head coach Eric Chell had named a 24-man squad for the playoffs, featuring a blend of returning stars and consistent performers. Udinese's goalkeeper Maduka Okoye and Sevilla winger Chidera Ejuke both earned their recalls after strong club performances this season. So, Miracle, the camp of Super Eagles currently bubbling as we speak right now. Are you impressed with the early turn-up of players in camp?
Yes, Michael. It's always good to know that, or to hear that the players actually came in early in camp. It actually makes the preparation faster, and it shows that they are up to standard. They are ready to progress and make sure that the Super Eagles actually qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. For me, I'm much interested in the recalling up of Udinese goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, because you know that how he was previously banned from football for some couple of months, and he has actually come back stronger into the Udinese team, actually making some good performances for himself, actually helped him end this particular call-up. Let's not forget that the likes of Stanley Nwabali has been shaking in goal over the last couple of international windows.
True.
And the fact that Maduka Okoye is in this camp right now, it actually gives a lot of competition to Stanley Nwabali and makes him to up his game. And knowing fully well that if he does not up his game, there's someone that can replace him. So for me, I think is a good one and a plus for the Super Eagles.
Good one and a plus for the Super Eagles. Still talking about Super Eagles, Victor Osimhen here has not hit camp. Are you not concerned, because he is the only reliable, in quotes, center forward that the Super Eagles boast of?
For me, I think there's no cause for concern. Okay. So far, we've heard that Osimhen will be rejoining the team in some couple of hours. And for me, I think his flight was maybe previously delayed or something like that. I'm not really sure, but we just hope that he joins the team and he gets a safe flight to meet up with the team over there in Rabat, Morocco.
Are you impressed with the call-ups from the coach Eric Chell, this 24-man call-ups? Are you impressed with the squad list, or is there any player at all that you feel has done pretty well for his club side that ought to have made the list?
For me, I think I'm just, let's see, I'm impressed. Am I impressed? Some couple of players have actually been doing well for their respective teams that actually give them this call-up. But the likes of Chukwueze, I question his inclusion, because we know that he made that move to Fulham, and ever since then, I've not really seen Chukwueze in that Fulham team. he's been in and out. He's not even been consistent. He's not been playing games for the Fulham team. But him getting this call up, for me, I question that call from the coach.
But he was very impressive in the last in the last game that he played for the national team. Maybe that is the reason why the coach had to include him.
Yes, he was. Let's not forget that he actually played a different role in that game.
Yeah.
I think he played as the number 10 in that particular game, and he was okay. But for me, him not playing in his club side, will he be match fit enough? Don't you think he will be match rusty for this one? Knowing fully well how important this match will be for the Super Eagles and for Nigeria at large. For me, I think he needs to prove me wrong when he gets into that pitch and brings out his best performance. Otherwise, I feel like this inclusion, it was not it for me.
All right, we see what Samuel Chukwueze will bring to the table only if he gets a start come Thursday. We'll see if he can, or he has justified his inclusion, as Miracle is doubtful and not that optimistic about his inclusion due to his lack of steady match out there in Fulham since he made that move from AC Milan to the English Premier League. Away from that, the Opta supercomputer has predicted the Premier League champions following another dramatic weekend of football. Arsenal, who seem to be running away with the title, were held to a 2-2 draw at Sunderland a day after Manchester City hammered Liverpool 3-0 to close the gap between themselves and the Gunners to 4 points. The Reds have dropped to 8th place with 18 points. Opta believes that Arsenal will still go on to win the title and has given them a 65.49% chance. Despite the blip at the Stadium of Light, the Gunners are projected to hit 80 points, which would be the 4th lowest point in the league history. Liverpool are now dumped down the 3rd position in the Opta projection. So Arsenal, despite the drop of points at the Stadium of Light, the supercomputer Opta still rate Arsenal high to win this English Premier League title. Do you agree with the Opta?
For me, I wouldn't say I agree with Opta. Let's not forget that this is just a prediction, and it's not certain how the season will turn out. For me, I think it's too early to start predicting who wins the Premier League. And so a couple of weeks back, Liverpool, they were 100% ready to win the league again after winning 5 games out of 5. But in the last 6 games in the Premier League, they've lost 5. And Liverpool, they are nowhere to be found right now. I think they are in 8th position per se currently now, and 8 points behind Arsenal, the league leaders. Let's not forget that Manchester City have not been so good as well in the beginning of the season, but currently now they are in the form of their lives.
True.
And you can't tell with the Premier League. Each team actually might just come from nowhere and win the league. Let's not forget a couple of seasons how Leicester won the league. Nobody predicted so. Last season, Liverpool were not even on the top runners to win the league because of the fact that they previously lost their coach, Jurgen Klopp. But Ancelotti came into the team, a new coach, and he proved everybody wrong. He won the league. So after predicting Arsenal to win the league, for me, I think it's not certain. It's just a prediction.
Just a prediction, nothing concrete, nothing certain, because it's just a computer that can also make errors, as he has predicted that Arsenal is going to win the league, but then it is just a prediction. We'll see at the end of the season if Arsenal Football Club can, prove Opta right or wrong when the season comes to an end. Still talking the English Premier League, I can tell you that Mikel John Obi, former Chelsea legend, has come out to state categorically that Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, and Cole Palmer are the best trio of midfield presently in the English Premier League. Mikel Obi said this after Caicedo impressive display over a couple of weeks right now. He reasserts that the likes of Moise Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Cole Palmer are better off compared to Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Zubimendi of Arsenal. So, Miracle, are you in tune or are you in line with the assertion of Mikel Obi? They have said that Moise Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez are the best trio of midfield in the English Premier League. For
me, I think John Obi Mikel is entitled to his own opinion. Let's not forget that this man per se is a Chelsea legend, and I expected it from him. I think calling out his players or the players of his ex-team as the best trio in the Premier League. But for me, I wouldn't want to agree in that or in what he said, calling out the likes of Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Cole Palmer as the best trio. Yes, Caicedo has been good for Chelsea this season, but the likes of Enzo Fernandez, have him be that consistent enough? Have that Chelsea midfield been consistent enough over the last couple of games? Let's not forget that this same Chelsea midfield were outplayed by Sunderland. This same Chelsea midfield have been outplayed by teams like Brentford in the Premier League. They have struggled in some games. Sometimes you begin to wonder, is Enzo Fernandez in this game? Sometimes he gets lost in games. His creativity is nowhere to be found. He doesn't create enough chances for his attackers. Yes, Caicedo has been good in his own part, but I doubt if Enzo Fernandez is creative enough to call him the best midfielder or the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League. So I wouldn't want to agree with John Obi because there are a lot of fantastic midfielders in the Premier League, the likes of Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Bruno Fernandes, a lot of fantastic midfielders in the Premier League. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, McAllister, even Dominic Szoboszlai have been underrated. There are a lot of good quality midfielders in the league, but calling out Caicedo...
No, you must also understand his line of thought. He's not singling out a particular midfielder. He's saying a trio. Yeah. A trio. They are the best presently. He's not singling out particular midfield.
I still don't think so, Michael.
Okay.
Let's not forget that Arsenal have a fantastic midfield.
True.
The likes of Odegaard, the likes of Declan Rice. So Eberechi can drop into that midfield any day, anytime. Sometimes he plays in the midfield position. Sometimes he plays as a left winger. Let's not forget, Liverpool also, they have the likes of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister. That's also a fantastic midfield. But I wouldn't say Chelsea's trio in midfield. When you need them the most in big games, you don't see them perform. When you need that midfield in big games, you don't see them perform. So, and they've not been consistent. They've not been consistent. Over the years, we've seen midfield like Casemiro, Modric, and Toni Kroos. Over the years, that midfield trio was very, very consistent. And as at that time, they were the best midfield trio in the world. At a certain point, it was Iniesta, and it was Xavi, and it was Sergio Busquets. So I don't think the Chelsea midfield trio have achieved enough or have been consistent enough to call them the best midfield trio in the Premier League yet.
All right, still talking the English Premier League on the show. Liverpool have made contact with the professional game match officials limited to raise their concern over the decision to disallow Captain Virgil van Dijk's goal in Sunday's 3-0 defeat at Manchester City. With City winning 1-0, Van Dijk appeared to have equalized with a header, but the effort was ruled out on the field, a decision confirmed after a video assistant referee review. VAR determined Andrews Robertson was in an offside position because he was positioned in front of goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma and was deemed to have made an obvious action by ducking directly in front of the Italian. However, the Anfield club does not accept, according to the wordings of the rules, that the relevant criteria for an offence was met for referee Chris Kavanagh to disallow Liverpool's captain's effort in the 38th minute of the game. So this is more like crying over spilled milk because it doesn't change anything. Or will it change anything?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think Liverpool should just take their L and focus on the next game. I think it was actually a very, 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 very shambolic performance from the Liverpool team. They were outclassed, outplayed by Manchester City all round. So even that goal would have not changed anything in that particular one. For me, I think Manchester City were the best team on the day, and Slot needs to go back to the drawing book and find a way, a solution on how to play. Because Liverpool right now, they've been very, very shambolic, especially defensively. In their last 4 away games, they've lost all. They've not even picked up a point in their last 4 away games. They've been very, very, very bad, especially in their away games. So, and Slot needs to go back to the drawing board and find a way or find a solution in making Liverpool the Liverpool we used to know.
And Slot just need to go back to the drawing board and find a way in order to fix this, wobbling Liverpool that have just managed 2 wins in the last 8 games, losing about 6 as we speak right now. Meanwhile, the Turkish Football Federation has suspended 1,024 players from its professional leagues as part of an investigation into betting. The TFF said players who have been identified as having bet on football externally, including 27 from a Turkish top flight, have been referred to the country's professional football disciplinary board. Following the move, matches in the 3rd and 4th division of Turkey football have been postponed for 2 weeks, although games in the country's top 2 divisions will continue. The TFF has asked the world governing body FIFA for an extra 15 days in addition to the winter transfer windows so that clubs can deal with a squad shortage. FIFA has been asked for comment. Besiktas, one of the Turkish biggest club, issued a statement saying 2 of their players had been referred to the PKDF and that they had full faith in the innocence of their player. Local media report also that 8 people, including a club chairman, had been arrested by Turkish authority as part of their investigations. The scandal initially hit the headlines on the 27th of October when TFF President Ibrahim Hasyomanoglu said 100 of referees were linked to betting accounts. This is disturbing stories. Players, even official referees, also involved in betting issue while a game will be ongoing. This does not speak good. It brings disrepute to the game.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a sad one from the Turkey Football Federation right there, and knowing the kind of, will I say, corruption that is going on in their football. For me, I think it will actually bring in a lot of wrong awareness, and it actually puts them out there that their league is not a good league, and it actually brings in a lot of disrupts. For me, I think they need to find a way to make sure that this should be stopped. I think they've already started doing the needful. Yeah. So I think going forward, if they continue like this, fish out these players, fish out these officials, and make sure that they are fined or they are banned. And for me, I think this does not show good of their league, and it actually makes a wrong awareness and everything. It's just very, very sad to hear this kind of thing happening in football.
Very sad one for the Turkish Football League as betting scandals has hit the Turkish football as we speak right now. Not a good one, bad image, bad reputation to the Turkish Football League. But then, before we leave, let's tell you that Chelsea midfielder Romeo Lavia is out. He's going to be out for 4 weeks because of the injury picked against Qarabağ in their 2-2 draw in that UEFA Champions League. So he's back to the injury list. Not a good one for the Belgian. We can tell you that Esther Okonkwo, the Super Falcons player, is our sport extraordinaire for today's edition of the show. Esther delivered a stunning first half hat-trick to send her club, AFC Toronto, into the inaugural Northern Super League Championship game yesterday. Esther Okonkwo doing pretty well for her club side. Hat-trick yesterday. Yeah,
for me, I think it was a fantastic performance from her. Making sure that she scored a hat-trick and make sure her club actually grinded out their victory. For me, I think a good one.
Good one for her. I did the show this evening alongside Miracle Nyekazi. My name is Emmanuel Michael. You can go down to our different social media handle. And follow us up there. We'll continue with the conversation over there. We'll be back tomorrow morning for Sport Talk right here on Atlantic Television Network. More programs come your way on this very station. Don't go anywhere. But for now, we are saying have a very good night ahead.